pump overs or using an iron tools to plunge it down into the juice. And then at the end of the alcoholic fermentation, we are gonna send for the malolactic fermentation in barriques, in French oak barrels. So we are in the Vinsanteria, where on September we hang on vertically the grapes, white grapes. We were picking up those fresh, and then we hang on, and we are maintaining here until March. So we are gonna concentrate a lot in sugars and in aromas as well. And what we are using are really typical and autochthonous wine varietals. So we are using Trebbiano, Malvasia, and a touch of San Colombano. And we can recognize also the colors of the different varietals for the moment. So the greenish one is the Trebbiano. The golden one is the Malvasia, and the pinkish is the San Colombano. Family exiled out of the border in France, and they were born in between Burgundy and Champagne, so Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And they studied in depth, actually, that place, those two places, and they recognize exactly the same conditions here in Pomino, even if we are not at the same latitude. Here we are playing a lot with the altitude, with the freshness given by the altitude. Actually, in winter time it's snowing here, so that's an idea of the type of climatic conditions we have there. Always February, January, always is snowing a little, just 1 week or a few days, but a touch of snow. Those grapes are handily picked up, and then we are pressing very gently and soft, and the must is coming here inside those French oak barrels. And what we are doing is just a little bit of batonnage. But in order to do this, we need to taste almost every day to understand about the characteristic of the wine and where exactly understanding which exactly is our goal for that harvest. Start to taste our wines here, and we focus on the white and on the sparkling especially. So we are gonna start with the two Leonia, Leonia Bianco and Leonia Rosé, which are spumante metodo classico millesimato. So actually we started this production as a project long time ago, more than 10 years ago. But just with the harvest 2011, we are out on the market. What we are tasting now is the current vintage, the Leonia 2015, speaking about the white, and Leonia 2014, speaking about the rosé.
Nice. That's lovely.
That's, for me, something really representative about the Pomino estates. Because, of course, we can recognize those aromas of patisserie or toasted bread given by the second fermentation in bottle, but the freshness at the very beginning, the minerality, it seems a kind of saltiness, or the balsamic nose. It's something that reminds me a lot about this fresh air we are gonna breathe here in Pomino. So that's amazing. It's very important that every single wine, every single bottle of wine is representing exactly the place of origin. So the uniqueness of Pomino is represented throughout the series of wine we are going to taste.
Yeah, this is very clean. Just has crystal clear, clean taste. Just very easy to drink.
Yeah, with an elegant perlage as well. So this fine, tiny bubbles.
Tiny bubbles, yes. Mm. That was worth the drive.
Yeah.
We were up on the top of almost the highest point in Tuscany.
Absolutely. We are arriving around 700 meters above the sea level. So actually that's the plot from which the third wine we're gonna taste, the Benefizio, is coming from. But here we have a degree of slope in a range in between 300 and 700 meters. So actually the harvest, it seems to be easier in Pomino for us because we are gonna pick up the grapes 4 levels. So we are gonna start from the 300s and we are arriving at the 700. So the very beginning of the harvest is represented by Leonia, because in a classic method sparkling wine, the goal is to reach enough freshness, enough acidity actually, and less amount of alcohol, because the alcohol content is gonna given by the second re-fermentation in bottle. While we are gonna finish with the Benefizio, because all in there we wanna concentrate the complexity, the body, so it's a full body Chardonnay, very elegant and fine, but we need to have grapes at a different, completely different level of maturation, of ripening.
So the next is your rosé.
The next one is the rosé, is 100% Pinot Noir. The first one is a massive amount of Chardonnay and just a touch of Pinot Noir. So it's more citrusy and more fresher. This is representing actually all the passion a Pinot Noir could give us. So we have these red berry fruits, this freshness as well, because actually the vintage 2014 was one of the coolest of the last years in Tuscany.
Wow, that's nice.
Here again, vinified with really tiny bubbles.
Exactly the same style. The first, the white Leonia Bianco, is undergoing a maturation on the yeasts for 30 months. The rosé one for 36 months.
Delightful. Thank you.
I'm gonna describe generally those two as two sisters, maybe twin. The first one, which is more Chardonnay oriented, is a kind of line, so maybe more austere. While the second, the Pinot Noir, is more passionate, so it's gonna embrace you more. It's rounded also on palate.
The younger sister.
Exactly. And we are gonna continue this trip through Pomino, tasting the Pomino Bianco, which is for me the flagship of this estate, so probably the most historical. Actually is very light. The freshness is coming out again very well with this minerality. Is based on Chardonnay varietal.
See the bottle?
Yeah.
It's got a lovely label. And let's see if you can see that. A nice, not a paper label, it's a silkscreen label.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All are very similar, same style. So they should be as much simple and elegant as the wines are. A label is, first of all, speaking about the wine you are going to find in the bottle. It's the business card of a bottle of wine. So the simplicity for us, but with finesse is the most important thing.
It speaks to making the brand recognizable.
Exactly.
on the shelf.
Exactly. That's another declination of the Chardonnay. So in here what is happening is we are fermenting basically in stainless steel containers, but just the 20% is going in French new oak, just for a short period of time.
It's so soft.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna pick up very well the green apple, the pear, the citrusy nose again of the Chardonnay. And just in the end, this note is recognizable. It's gonna give a touch of body, really, to the wine.
Definitely the older sister.
Exactly. With this amazing saltiness, minerality on the palate, the salivation on the side of the cheeks.
Yeah. I'm picking that up right now, I'm salivating.
Yeah. The savory sensation. That's perfect.
Oysters.
Yeah.
Oysters.
Yeah.
Oysters. Would be
Oysters forever.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then we are gonna move on 2 different vintages of Benefizio. So we are gonna taste, that's not the current one, because the current one is gonna out on the market starting from November the 1st, because Pomino is an appellation anyway, and the entire production is undergoing the appellation system. So every single wine is highly ruled, and for the Benefizio we need to follow also this rule. We can go out on the market just after November the 1st. And Benefizio is a wine born in 1973, but in 2005 it became a Reserva. So we are gonna start with the 2016.
Does that have a DOC designation or DOCG?
DOC,
DOC.
the smallest in Italy. It became DOC just in 1983.
Definitely getting more vanilla on the nose with this.
Of course, absolutely. But very equilibrated. It's part of the harmonia of the wine. So if you want to show the labels, and I was choosing 2 harvests very close, 2015, 2016, great harvest in the last days, both for different aspects. Definitely the
Soft cheeses.
Yeah, absolutely. But also creamy risotto, for example. The saltiness, the freshness, and this oaky sensation are matching perfectly the starch of the rice.
That sounds wonderful. You know we haven't had lunch yet. You know? So we're looking forward to that.
That's only the aperitif.
Yeah, that's right. This is really stunning. Can't wait to try the next one. Now this is a
2015, maybe it's of course one more year in bottle,
right.
so maybe more mature, more equilibrated. You are gonna pick up as well the oaky sensation, but also in this case it's part of the puzzle. So it's giving complexity. So it's a bouquet of flowers, different sort of aromas. We are gonna start maybe with some marmalade. We have always this citrusy hint in the production of Pomino, but we started with maybe a lemon, and we are continuing on grape juice or orange as well, of course, more marmalade type of note.
Just something in the background. I keep thinking almonds.
Almond also, yeah. Nutty sensation, yeah.
I get it on the back of the palate. Well, these are absolutely stunning wines. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed tasting them as well as having a tour of the cellars, and just an amazing place. You need to take your seasickness pills as you drive the switchbacks up the mountain, because this is really a high elevation, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And next time, maybe you can stay here, maybe overnight. We have 5 rooms upstairs,
really?
so once you are driving and was hard to reach the place, you can sleep here.
Well, that's good. Thank you. This is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Grazie.
Thank you.